Hello, everyone, and welcome to round one of the Legacy Daily that I'm going to be playing in. And our hand is awkward. It's really close to a mulligan. We're in the dark. I'm not gonna lie. I've been having a lot of weird draws like that. Like both of our wastelands are in our opening hand. And we only have a Force of Will. That should deter me from playing this deck, but it does not. I always hit F6. I should at least contemplate about countering his turn one play. We might just lead with our scrubland, and then move on to a taiga. Wow, zoo. This is Nettle Sentinel with a taiga, huh? All right. Well, we're gonna try to resize here. Okay, there we go. Well, we're going to start things off with, definitely getting the scrubland. That's just going to probably just be pitched to force, and we're going to Thoughtseize him. We're okay with getting hit for a turn and then playing Stoneforge Mystic. Alright, so he has a Behemoth in hand, which we don't care about. We're going to be able to counter the natural order, so we probably just want the Symbiote. So yeah, we're just going to take Symbiote and move on with our lives. The reason that we take the Symbiote is that it protects his other elves, so we can't actually target any of his elves with the Swords to Plowshare. And since he has the Hoof in hand, we don't have to really worry about that card. It's a dead card already. And, I mean, if we get to a position in the game where he casts it, like, we're probably going to lose that game. And the Natural Order is something we can counter, and it's a 2-for-1, since we have the Force of Will. The only real question at hand is, oh man, did he actually draw? He actually drew the Visionary. Alright, so we're going to slam this over here. Resize because it's Moto. And just double check what we saw in his hand. So that was a Wood of Foothills. He might not have another land. I guess we just let this happen. There's not much. We can go for the counterspell. It's one of his best cards, but he doesn't have his Symbiote, and we really have to be afraid of that Natural Order now that he drew that. That's good. So now we have double Swords to Plowshare. Once we get a blue source, and here. GT is usually the best card in this matchup, and I think it still is, given the draw. Under the circumstances, we might have to lose our creature, but we do have a Snapcaster Mage, and we're going to want to get the Sea Line eventually, especially with a Snapcaster and a Plow. Sad thing is depending on what happens, we might just have to waste 1 or 2 times. Like if he doesn't make a land drop, there's a Glimpse. Yeah, we have to counter this. And now if he has a land, he can Natural Order. Elves can be very resilient sometimes. So he has Crater Hoof, Natural Order, and the Heritage Druid. So hopefully we can get a land to get a fetch land so we can get a Tundra into play. Ugh. He is not a dead draw. This is actually fine because, like I said, we're gonna have to kill this, and if we draw a land, that might change our play significantly. We didn't draw a land. That's really bad. And now we can protect this. Ugh. This game went... I mean, we can, like, kill both of these and hope he doesn't draw, but that's not even that good. We're going to have to plow this, but we don't have... I guess we... I mean, he's going to be able to natural order, so, like, that's bad. That's real bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any other out here. Alright, let's hope he bricks for the rest of the game, but he already has 3 mana in play. We need to rip. This is not a position I want to be in, but since he has 3 mana in play, but we have no other choice. This is me just trying to get him in some way. I mean, he's not going to return anything to his hand, but any creature comes into play, any land... it lets him cast natural order. Alright, so here comes the spell. Oh, a green Sun Zenith? Ugh. Or I guess no, it could just be anything. I guess he's contemplating, like, what's he supposed to go get. It could just be a Dryad Arbor. If he goes and gets Dryad Arbor, then he's able to cast Natural Order next turn. So he's going to go for 1, probably just get another Symbiote. Then he can just chain these 3 together. Can return this, untap this. And he's playing rather slow. I guess, to be fair, we have no resources. I feel like I was supposed to just take this on turn 1. Guess we could have taken... Well, now he's in the hard lock, actually. Right? Yeah. He can't, he shouldn't have... Yeah, if he doesn't draw land, we've got this. That was a big mistake attacking with the Nettle Sentinel. Yeah, if he didn't draw land, he was in the hard lock. Oh, yes. Oh, it's so beautiful. I can't imagine any other better feeling than naturally having the Batter Skull. All right, well, we're back in it. Since he's already used his ability too. Now we have a clock. We have GT that could get online in multiple turns. Hell, we can even... No, Snapcaster has to just get this off the board. For us to have any chance of winning this game, we need this off the board. Spell Pierce, wow. That was a good draw. Alright, it's only taken 10 minutes, but we are back in this game. Welcome to Legacy, guys. But yeah, so I've been a fan of this deck a lot. Well, to be fair, it's the only deck I've ever won with consistently. I have never taken more than 2 losses in a tournament with it. I've 7-2'd and 6-2'd both my opens with it, and then 7-1, 6-1-1 both my invitationals. Granted, 2 of the versions were with Geist, and I mean, if you guys read about a month ago, I wrote about Deathblade and why I love the deck, and it's mostly because the games are really interesting. They're really grindy and really unique, and hopefully for you guys that love the format and love just seeing a deck interact, like this is probably the deck with the most interactions, and having to maneuver your way perfectly through things, and you just need your opponents to like screw up in bad spots, and if you play really well, it rewards you. And we're seeing it this game, like, we should have been dead, but because we, like, really, there's his elf. Now we're in a bad position again. We're under the clock. We need another land for the Snapcaster Mage to kill this, to start getting this on land. We can put this into play next turn, but that's not going to do anything. I'm glad he drew a land, because he just might go for the natural order, because right now he only has 5 mana. So as long as he doesn't draw a land next turn, which he will, we should be good. So hopefully land. Yes. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually equip it. Should we equip to the Stoneforge? So then he has to... Yeah. This way we can keep attacking with the Germ. And now this forces him to bounce a creature, so he's not going to be able to natural order next turn. Well, he will, but we'll be in Spell Pierce range. We actually just don't need this information anymore. We can get a bigger board. Try to get these cards bigger for you guys back at home. I always want to control zoom in, just to try to get the cards bigger. Maybe there's a setting. I haven't really looked. Alright, so he's going to be able to play... so yeah, as long as we fade the stupid Gaia's Cradle, I think we got this game locked. We just need him not to have a Gaia's Cradle. And who knows, maybe Craterhoof doesn't kill us. And if he just Gaia's right now, to try to just hit us with all of his guys, we can beat that. Yeah, that's not a guy's cradle. If it's another symbiote, though, then we're in trouble. We've already beaten 2 of those jerks. And here's the natural order. Hopefully it's natural order. Please just play natural order. Please play natural order. Oh, he's just putting it into play again. Glimpse. I don't think they play Progenitus, but we beat Progenitus. Our board beats that card. Or doesn't beat it, but I don't think they play it main. And so if we counter this, he just gets to play... Yeah, I think we have to counter this. Because the next turn we kill one thing and just kill 2 of his elves and leave him with a Mystic and 3 lands. And depending on what his last card is. Alright, so we will just go get another Underground in case we draw a Lily. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the right play. So he's just going to play this. He'll have access to 2 mana. He probably shouldn't have played this, because if it was a guy's cradle, he could just have went and potentially got his last Crater Hoof, and he has 3 guys to attack, and we would have probably been dead. But now, as long as he doesn't have another symbiote, we should... Yeah, we'll put him down to these 4 permanents. He's eating a lot of his clock here. Turn a forest you control. Alright, that's not going to do anything. We're still just going to kill his mana. He'll still be able to cast a big guy, to be fair. Oh, no! No, now he has both. No. Oh. God, that was the perfect draw. Oh my god. Oh, I want to vomit. Because, yeah, he can just go. Oh my god, that's so bad. Wait, no, he can't. He can't with this elf. Because he can return an elf to untap an elf, but that doesn't work. So we just attack him. Yeah, so he's going to go fetch for a Dryad. And then we're going to plow the Dryad, and then we're just going to kill these 2 creatures off. And, I mean, hope we don't die to his second Crater Hoof. I mean, we're probably going to die to it. He might only play 1. Oh, he's already going to blocks? Oh, yeah, he can block with... Oh, yeah, because he can just return this to his hand. What was I thinking? Well, I guess if he has a second Crater Hoof in his deck, we're just dead. So let's just play True Name and hope he doesn't. Yeah, I forgot he could just bounce his guy. That sucks. Oh wow, so no, if we plowed the Quirion Ranger, yeah, then we would have gotten an activation. No, I did screw it up. We had to plow the Quirion Ranger. Wow. That was a really bad play of mine. Yeah, no, I punted that. I don't know if we would have still won, but we wouldn't have. We did make a mistake. Yeah, I should have just plowed the Quirion and I could have attacked him because all his guys were tapped. Yeah. Alright, well, let's try that again. The Planeswalkers are really bad in the matchup. We want fast removal. Spell Pierce is just awful. I actually just take out the Batterskull because we need to make a lot of cuts. And Deathrights, Thoughtseizes. I actually have more cards than I used to have for the matchup. So now I don't know how I'm supposed to sideboard. I have way more cards, actually. I used to just take all the True Names out and try to like get them with Zealouses and Abrupts and stuff to get my things, so I think that's still correct. And Vendilion Clicks are strong because they can go over the top, and 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We probably only want a couple Force of Wills, just for the fact that we are cutting so many blue cards in their deck. But it's really good to still have access. And the reason I bring Meddling Mages is because I try to pitch them to this, but they also name important cards in the matchup. So, alright, we'll just go with that. Yeah, that was stupid. I could have just, yeah, swords the Quirion Ranger, attacked him, and killed 2 guys off. And that might have, that probably would have been enough for at least the turn. Well, I could have killed the 1 guy off, and yeah. Oh well. Lesson learned. That was really bad, though. Alright, so we would love to play first. This hand is fine. We have a removal spell, a way to get our GT right away. So Thoughtseize, and we have all of our colors. Symbiote, Rorikthar. We do not care about that. Green Sunset, Elvish Missionary. I guess because of how awkward his hand is, we just take the Visionary. It's the best card in his hand. Then we can plow this and take this from him. Yeah. All right. We'll just take the Visionary. I mean, he might Green Sun Zenith for mana. Oh, he played a Llanowar Elf? Okay. Alright, so we'll just... Yeah, we have free reign to just go get our... Oh, I think that should have been Bayou, because we might potentially want it. We have to go get black next turn. Or that should have been... Yeah, I think our last line wanted to be our last crack wanted to end up actually being a Savannah, so this should have been white-black. But then we couldn't have cast any of our double blue cards, so... Alright, so there's a symbiote. And what's his, is he gonna GSZ for 1? Probably. Alright, let's see what he goes and gets. Deathrite Shaman. That's no concern to me. Alright, so here we're gonna... Oh, we drew another white. That's not that good. Here we're gonna Thoughtseize him. And, oh, double Natural Order. So we have to double Thoughtseize him this turn. That's fine. We drew a 4th land, so we can just Thoughtseize, Plow. Since we drew white here, should we just go get... I don't think we need another white-black. We have 2 white sources for Supreme Verdicts and Zealous, so here we can just go get another Underground Sea. And hopefully fade another draw here. The only issue I have is we're going to need another creature because he can potentially double block. And then we'll be able to have his board clear plus 1 counter on our GT. It would be detrimental to our plan if he drew a Cradle, so we could just play Roark Thar. That would not be good for us. Then we'd have to plow out and hope to draw another removal spell for this. So maybe he just bricked. I think he would play a land if he bricked. He could have just drawn an Abrupt Decay, which would also just suck. Yeah, if he drew a land, he'd play it. So he might just, and if he had an elf, he would have played it. So it might just be an Abrupt Decay. We have no decision though. We have to hope it was a Crater Hoof. I guess it could be a Crater Hoof or Progenitus. Alright, so he's going to double block. No point in killing the Deathrite as of yet. Oh, he's gaining life? Why would he gain life? Well, if he's not gonna... I'm gonna ignore it if he's not gonna hit me. He's not just gonna, like, try to... Or did he? What did... No, he gained life, but I'm already at 11. I'm at 9 now, so yeah, I can take a turn because like I don't want him to draw a symbiote and then us draw a creature, so we can let this live for a while. That is fine. I think the best is to name Abrupt Decay. It could be Green Sun Zenith. Or it could be Natural Order. But I think I'm going to name Abrupt Decay. And then I'm going to equip. And I'm actually going to kill the Deathrite Shaman so that he can't Natural Order or Green Sun Zenith for 3 so he can get the new Viridian Shaman. But I'm going to let him do his Deathrite activation at end of turn first. And what this is going to do is it's going to not let him into my game plan. Alright, so... So as long as he doesn't do elf plus way to bounce. Alright, perfect. That is a card I don't care about. I shouldn't have shown him that. I don't know if... I think gaining this life is relevant just for the fact that we're going to start building counters anyway. And if we draw an Abrupt Decay, then we can kill that regardless. So we're going to keep the fetch line in play, though, because if we draw Brainstorm... Come on, awesome card. Well, a removal spell is not bad. That's like the worst one. Since he's stuck on lands and we don't want to let him out of that. That would help if we kept our Batterskull in our deck, but we didn't, but we will put it into play. We're not mind of a dealing click. I kind of want to just path this. So if he draws a land, he's not going to be able to natural order. I feel like there's natural order in his hand because what does he have? Like he has Rogthar, he might have another Critter Hoof, but like I don't want him to put Progenitus into play, and that gives us one more turn. To either draw an Abrupt Decay or Vanillion Click or some form of permission. Swords at least keeps us swinging. Keeps natural order off the table. I want to make sure this did name Jite. I have not been paying attention. Glimpse isn't good. Oh yeah, I could have had just a bunch of glimpses in hand. Please no land. Well, he's going to be able to get at least 2 cards out of the deal. Come on, Abrupt Decay. Wow. Alright, well, we will swords him. We can't let him natural order that. So I don't know what he's going to get. Okay. Alright, Sylvan does not kill us. And he can't draw more than one card. This is the most anemic win ever. I mean, I don't even know if we guaranteed it, but I think we are going to. I mean, he might be able to change something. I can't see any natural order killing us from here. We can get Dried Arbor and fetch it. And is there some kind of a natural order target that beats this board? I don't think so. I can only think of Hermit Druid. Yeah, okay. Like, he can put Progenitus into play, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. So we have Sylvan Library. I guess the Council Judgment can kill Progenitus, so that's... I guess that's another out. That should be in our deck. Ponder tends to be a little slow on the draw. But I don't know if our blue count might not be 11, 13 for 2 forces. I really don't like force in the matchup. Maybe I'm supposed to just board it out on the draw. I don't know what for though. Like I really don't like having Battle Scar. Like, even though we would have 100% won that game with it, it tends to just be a dead card, and the 4 Stoneforges are good enough for this, and this usually never wins us the game. It's nice to have, but it's for how many times I'll draw the second Stoneforge Mystic and not be able to search for anything. It's just worse having it in my hand, in my opening hand. It's just always just awful. So we'll just go with that. I guess we can cut the Tar Pit on the draw and just play another force. Yeah, I like that. I just made a lot of changes to my deck, so a lot of things are new and have yet to be explored. Now this is not the greatest hand in the world, but I'm going to keep it. We have an early removal spell, an answer to... Oh wow, and he's actually low on time. Tundra is the perfect card here. So just to, unless he has a fetch land, I don't want him to be able to. All right, if he doesn't have a land, I'm okay with this. I'm not going to counter that. Like, we could always draw another removal spell. Like, our goal this games are a little bit different. That's actually pretty good. I mean, if we did counter it, we would not be in the situation we're in now, to be fair. Come on, Zealous Persecution or something. We are going to take a peek at his hand, though. Like, we actually are kind of dead to a Craterhoof. Wolf Run, we don't care about that. Alright, so we don't care about anything in his hand except for his Packmaster, and the rest of his hand is kind of anemic. So, yeah, we'll just take his Packmaster and hope to try to find like a mass removal spell. Because what happens is we can kill the Packmaster, but then he just gets to draw a card off of it. Yep. To be honest, I don't know what he takes. All I know is we need to draw Brainstorm, and fast. Not much more is going to help us than a Zealous Persecution or Supreme Verdict. He's got Abrupt Decay and Null Rod, so GT's not going to pull us out of this one, so... He's got Decay and Null Rod in hand. Yeah, and there's the Null Rod. And he's just gonna decay my guy? Okay. That's fine with me, because I'll just peek at his hand next turn. First, we're gonna Brainstorm. A much needed Brainstorm. Alright, Thoughtseize is a dead card, as well as this Trop. And we'll just do that, and we'll take a look at his hand. Do we try to fade one draw step and try to snap plow him? Probably not, because we can snap Brainstorm. Actually, that's better. Snap Brainstorm with 2 mana to persecute if we need to. So what do we need for a land here? We should just get our green out of our deck, just potentially. And we have all the mana we could ever need, so we will just snap. Alright, that is okay with me. This will block his Nettle Sentinel, and alright, well, I think we just have to snap Brainstorm. Our other options are to plow. Doesn't sound appealing, especially if he draws Natural Order. Then we can always just Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the best possible scenario. Alright, well, we didn't get there, but we drew another Brainstorm. So here we'll be putting these 2 back, we'll be putting this into play, and we'll just play this. Now, we're playing the Marsh Flats and keeping the Brainstorm and the Abrupt Decay because those are the most important cards in our hand. And if he potentially does go for it, we can hopefully draw our last Force on a blue card. Alright, well, that's sweet. We are going to fetch, though, because we're not in the point where Council Judgment's going to actually do anything for us, and we have 2 white. Alright, so we'll just get another Underground. Alright, well, let's Brainstorm. There we go. Now we got him. We can just go like this. White plus black. Persecute. wasteland him on his bayou, leave him with a cradle and 1 in hand, and attack for 5. Whew. We got there. You know, it was only a 50-minute round 1 video, but we got there. Now we're just safe to just attack with Snapcaster Mage, hold back our Deathrite Shaman, and no point in brainstorming since he's not doing anything, and we already have one known, so no point in wasting it. And deal him a couple points of damage. Now we'll brainstorm. Hopefully find a Stoneforge Mystic. There we go. Go get our GT, play that. Attack him. Maybe we're supposed to keep the Thoughtseize, to be honest, but he doesn't have enough mana to do anything, and he'll have to tap for it. Anyway. So if he taps any mana, he needs a Black Source and just play a 1-drop for him to be able to Abrupt Decay the GT. Alrighty. Our opponent is sending us a message. Good games. Whew. Well, that was a tight match, I'm not going to lie. We did punt game 1. I don't know if it would have won us the match, but yeah. And that's why we dug really, really hard for Natural Order, or for the Zealous, because he just drew it. He missed by a turn. Alright, well, that was round 1. I'll see you guys for the next round.